Hello, world. Welcome to the 286th climate change emergency protest here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I'm staying off the battlefield today. Just don't feel like going out. So it is May 16th, 2024. Carbon dioxide level is 427 to 428 parts per million. Only 300 parts per million is considered safe. So we're a long ways from that. As back when I was a kid, probably is the last time it was safe, or even that was a little too high. So there's a 20-year delay between carbon dioxide right now and temperatures catching up. So we're basically in the iPhone era of 2005, 2004, before Chinese manufacturing started coming online. And I've talked about this before. And they started building one coal plant a week for generation of electricity. So we got a world of hurt coming our way. So insurance companies are bailing out of California and Florida. It's also tough to get insurance in Iowa, and this is because of deluges and drought and wildfires, and they can't keep up. They can't make a profit, so they're going to just bail on everyone, and that leaves a homeowner, and you can't a loan, and you can't get a mortgage from a bank if you don't have house insurance. So that's just the way it is, and see, it's going to spin over into a whole new thing where ordinary people can't get houses, and then it drags down the economy at that point. So the USA has no plan for climate change. We're just going forward in life and just producing more and more oil. And we're number one in the world in production of oil and natural gas. And we have timid politicians that yell. That's all they do. They're hatchet men. They just yell at each other and just point out the problems of each other, such as Trump and Biden. They're pointing out each other's problems, and they're exactly right. They have nothing but problems. I mean, you hear them yell about each other, saying this guy's that or that guy's that. You know what? I believe them. I believe both of them. And these two people, these two parties, are not the way you want to go right now. They're sliding hard right. So they're just hatchet men. They're ecocidal, genocidal psychopaths in their policies. I mean, it's just you cannot survive with these two politicians, these two parties, the way we're headed. Maybe you don't understand what I'm saying, and you haven't done your research, and that's on you. It's not my fault. I'm out of this situation. I don't vote those two parties. I haven't for years. The Gaza is an ecocide disaster, let alone a genocidal. But it's an ecocidal disaster too, because all this destruction of the environment. They're 25 miles by 6 miles. It's turned into a parking lot, basically, and killing massive amounts of people. 35,000. I've seen upwards of 200,000. It depends who you talk to. There are also people being buried alive when they destroy a building, and people being buried dead when they destroy a building. You have 170,000 that are injured as a result of this, and the mental effect of the kids and the adults is just utterly incomprehensible. And also, you can't make someone love you by beating them to death. And what you're doing is creating more Hamas candidates, not less. And they don't understand that. The Israelis don't care. And they're Zionists and they're right wing fascists, what's going on. And our country is following suit with our two leaders in charge, two parties in charge. And it's insanity, the path we're on right now. Total insanity. I don't care if you think this is a political discussion or not. It's a reality situation. And we're not going to survive this with these people. Keep it up. Keep voting the same, get worse. It just gets worse and worse and worse. There's no forward path. And these people just tear down things. They don't build up things. Uh, so it's a genocidal situation going on in Gaza right now, and it's all tied into climate change. We're not going to go forward as long as we're producing bombs and weapons for war in Ukraine and Taiwan and different places around the world. But this Israeli thing, they're sucking our coffers dry. We're spending all of our money on them, and their wholesale slaughter of civilians in Gaza. 25 miles by 6 mile prison. That's what it is. And this is a slaughter. This is a genocidal action being done by the United States. The State Department head said, "Oh, we don't recognize this as a genocide." Of course not, because you're a criminal with the genocidal maniacs. So you are a genocidal maniac, and if you keep voting these parties, you're a participant in this as well, and you should know better at this point. So it's all weapons and money. That's all we're doing. We're spending Israel, the Zionist money and we're sending money to Ukraine like there's no tomorrow, and we're not working on climate change. $35 billion a year. Our military budget is close to $900 billion a year. We're sending Israel and the Ukraine billions and billions of dollars, but we can't fix homelessness. People can't have a fair wage. People can't get housing. It's too expensive. It's too hard. We can't do it. But here we are. We just print out money for whoever, as long as they want to kill people. It just makes no sense. So I did a chart as to what's coming, and you might not agree with it, and it's fine. It gives you an idea, though, what's going on. I call it the TikTok scale. It's the McHenry scale, I call it, and it's the International Climate Change Table of Catastrophe. And this is where we're headed right now, into a total catastrophic situation. I don't know if it's on camera or not. I also have it posted. But every tenth of a degree increase in temperature will lead to utter more catastrophic level of destruction. So here's and I do have it on my page as well, Facebook page. But right now we're approximately 1.6 degrees above the 1880 baseline. In reality, if you go back to 1750 baseline, we're 2 degrees above increase since then. So at 1880 baseline, catastrophes are happening 64 times greater than what they were back when it was only 1 degree increase. Basically, things didn't change. Now, if you go with a 64 times, or where we are 120,024 times worse than what it had been, just a tenth of a degree increase is going to double it. Okay, we are right on the precipice, the eve of destruction, literally the eve of destruction around the world and here in the United States. And we don't even recognize there is a problem. We don't want to recognize. Things are too hard to recognize. The atomic scientists said we're 90 seconds away from midnight, meaning utter destruction and devastation. But they said things are worse than ever as far as potential for war and climate change and things like that. And they kept it at 90 seconds to midnight. How do you do that and keep it at 90 seconds to midnight other than political pressure and unwillingness to say things are really out of control? So I was really disappointed in their assessment this year. So, our country used to be a can-do country. We can do this. We're strong. We can work together. And now it's like, we can't do it. It's too hard. It takes too long. It's not immediate gratification. I want my iPhone, and so I can play my games and do whatever. This is childish behavior. What's going on? A failure to recognize this genocide going on in Gaza is childish behavior. Oh, Joe wouldn't lie to us. Donnie wouldn't lie to us. They're looking out for us. John Fetterman wouldn't lie to us as to what's going on. He's a liberal. We go on YouTube and see his attitude towards Israel and everything and the genocide. The guy's a maniac in his policies. So the only party that, right now, okay, let's go with here. Change will only occur with in an informed public and informed public for making decisions. We're going to enter a hellscape with these two politicians and these two parties if you keep on this way. And it's happening in your parties around the world, sliding harder and harder to the right rather than thinking logically, stay within budgets if you have to. But right now, we're going to have to go over budget and go in deficit spending to get a hold of this climate change situation. But I digress. We're willing to do that for war and killing people, but not for ordinary events and the extraordinary events that are coming with climate change. So the only presidential candidate here in the United States, and you can poo-poo me all you want, but this is a fact of the matter, and you can say she ain't going to win. That's on you, okay? I'm voting for Biden, Trump, and Kennedy are genocidal maniacs in their policies. End of story. That should be enough just to end it right there. You don't vote for them. But ecocidal maniacs as well, as far as drilling for oil, drill baby drill, drilling for natural gas, no chance of changing things, have no clear plan. The grid will not hold up to what's demanded in the future electricity of what's going on. You're one solar burst away from having a meltdown situation where all the electricity goes off. We're not hardened at all. These towns here, like in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, they're not ready for what's going on. They're putting down more and more cement, building more and more around here, and there's no absorption needed. We here at our house, we don't have grass at all. We have trees and plants and things like that. And when it's a heavy rainstorm, largely the ground absorbs the excess water going everywhere. So Jill Stein's the only presidential candidate that's anti-war, and she's running for the Green Party. She'll be on your ballot, hopefully, in your state. The only one that's really putting the screws to her right now is New York State, because they originally said you need 5,000 signatures to get on the presidential ballot. Now it's up to 45,000. Have to match exactly to what you're registered as. So that this is crap. This is a two-party duopoly situation where they're just trying to stay in control no matter what, and it's not democracy. You might think you're in a democracy right now. You're not. They're kicking people off ballots just for looking the wrong way, is having the wrong name, wrong skin color, things like that. Jill Stein, anti-war candidate, anti-genocide, pro-worker, pro-environment, and proactive action concerning climate change. She's the only candidate that fits that. If you're all about killing and war and the evil destruction that we're entering right now, and a hellscape that's coming for you and your kids, cool, vote for Trump and Biden. If you want some sort of possibility of getting out of this situation, Jill Stein, the Green Party, is the only party around that you can actually get out of this situation, or at least have a chance to get out. These two guys right now, these hatchet men, these hacks, are not going to have us survive. They don't care about you. They're all about power. I want to grab more. I want to grab more, even though they're, literally it's a fist fight of an airplane that's crashing to the ground, and everyone's falling out of the airplane, and they're still fighting in midair right before they hit the ground. It's insanity what's going on. So I suggest get a check on yourself and check out what's going on, and go on YouTube, check out Jill Stein. She's a really good speaker, and check out the Green Party platform. See you later, and I'll catch you for 287. That's next week.